What's going on, you YouTubers? Elmo Gonzalez back with part 2 of Jeremy Mitchell's tutorial for his Pendulum deck. Right now we're going to do 3 test hands and see what he would do via the hand dealt to him on his initial opening hand. So as you can see, we're going to go into the mind of the Pendulum God and see what he would do given the cards drawn. Alright, Jeremy, here we go.
Alright, so this is the same build that I've had from the regional this past weekend. So we're just gonna do 3 test hands, see what I would do. Hopefully I don't break. But let's just do a simple test hand and see what I open up with.
Let's see your opening hand.
Yeah, so this is my opening hand. So at this point I'm just gonna play Desires, banish 10 and see what I get. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have Ash, but if they do, you still have pin call. So is that 4, 10, so it's 10. You draw 2. I don't know about other people, but I always look at what I banish first. I don't know if that's a really skillful or anything. I just look at what I banish first before I get the bad news about what I actually draw. But so.
And what are the 2 cards?
I drew terrible, but I drew an Ash Blossom and a Desire. So the great thing about having 3 Desires and the bad thing is like a double-edged sword. Because you can't draw it off of Desires again, but at least it gives you a pin call target. If they didn't ash your Desires, they don't have Ash. I mean, I would think so. I would pin call right now, and basically just go for like Black Fang and Harmonizing. All right. So
what is your hand right now?
It's this. So I'll put these in scale. So I'll pin summon these 2, these 3. Use the effect of Harmonizing. Basically any level 4. If I didn't banish all of them, I'll just summon Wisdom Eye. So with this hand, like, it would have been better if one of these were like the 2 purples I opened. One of them were like a high scale. That's why the purple kind of gets on my nerves sometimes. But I still have Ash in hand. Normally I probably would, since I can't destroy my scales with Electromite, I probably would just go on the Time Star, and I would keep the purple on board because purple can be a really good defense. So I'll go on a Time Star, search. If I don't have another, because I don't know what I can't remember what I banished, but if I don't have another target in my deck, I do. Okay, so but remember the Time Star can pick up from graveyard or extra deck, but this is fine. I'm telling you, just because people think you have to make a ridiculous board with this deck, you really don't. Time Star is actually really amazing. And people forget about Purple Poison in the scale a lot, so they'll try to attack over your Time Star. It's just whatever. But a great, like, I would be okay with this board, even in like a big tournament or whatever, just because Apex, they'll think that's all they have to deal with. They'll think I opened up really trash, which I did, but you having Ash in hand to hit, using Ash at the right time can stop an opponent's play really well. So the fact they don't see this coming, if they don't get rid of like my Time Star or anything, then I'm pretty much set next turn. So that's one board that I made. Let's try another hand. Let's give it a good shuffle. Alright. So let's draw another 5 cards.
Let's turn them around and see what you drew.
Okay, so
and show everybody.
So I drew, this is really good. So what I would do first is play Dragon Shrine. I think that's it. I think everybody knows that they should do that first. Dragon Shrine, search the 0 gate. Whenever I open up like double Dark Worm or whatever, or like Dark Worm in a Shrine, there's no point in keeping Dark Worm in my hand. So I'm going to normal Dark Worm, go into Electromite. Use the effect. I'm going to send Harmonizing. Just give it a good shuffle. At this point, put 0 gate in the scale. Use the Electromite effect to add back the Harmonizing. And then at this point, I will draw a card. And I drew Cerberus, which is okay. Oops, sorry. So this is my hand now. So since I drew Cerberus, I'll use this effect to search a Jackal King. So now that I have that, I will go Black Fang, Wisdom Eye effect to go into Oath Dragon. So at this point, whenever I have Jackal King in my hand, I always want to put it right here in this left to center
Zone.
Yeah. So then I always put Harmonizing under Electromite. It's just a mindset that I've kept with since I've been testing with this deck. I always put Harmonizing in my middle. That way I don't get it locked in any of these spots. So I just always put him, like if I had Apex, it'd be right here. I always put Apex right here and my Harmonizing right here. So then and I always put 0 gate in the middle. And then I would summon the Wisdom Eye, use the effect, go into Janky Magician. And you know, after this, it's just pretty much like, what do you think you're playing against? Well, again, like if I'm going blind, like if it's game 1 and I don't know what my opponent's playing, I will most likely go into, this would be Absolute, of course. But the rank 4, I would probably just go into Omega. It gives me information, and Omega is just very versatile because it gives me information, it comes back next turn, and it's just, and it makes my opponent start with 5 cards. And if you're really good, again, make sure you make this first, because you never know, you might hit a Thunder Dragon card. Now you just go into Link Up, go into Omega, you know, and take a card out of your opponent's hand. And what's great about Omega is it's a synchro that allows me to put Harmonizing back into my extra deck. And if you haven't noticed, I haven't used Oath Dragon's effect. So now I'm going to use Oath Dragon effect. You can either add Harmonizing or Wisdom Eye back to your hand. I would probably add Wisdom Eye back just because you never know what can happen next turn, and you want to have a scale. If they break your like entire board or whatever, you want to have a way to get into, you know, because Wisdom Eye and any Magician gets you in the scale you need. So that's why I would add back Wisdom Eye. But you can add back Harmonizing if you're feeling, you know, okay. But again, that Omega could be like any rank 4. You know, it can be Dweller if you're playing against Goki or whatever. So and that board should pretty much win you the game. But Omega's is really just versatile with his deck. So yeah, that's the second one. Let's do one more. So shuffle. And just the key thing about this deck, you want to be able to anticipate what hand traps your opponent has and what to do. Like I showed in my other video, like having a way, just trying to keep chronograph in hand is very important. A lot of people just want to quit. It's so quick to put chronograph and scale to summon time gazer from deck. I only do that when that's like my only play to get Electromite out. But if I already have a way to get Electromite out, because normal summoning isn't the biggest deal in this deck. You can normal summon. It's not going to kill you to normal summon. So I try to keep chronograph in my hand as much as possible in case I get old good or anything like that. So that's just a little tip out of good people. Alright, so the last hand. Okay, let's flip. Let's see what we have. We have Desires, Pin Call, and Apex. So First we're gonna do is we're gonna play Desires, the banish 10. Again, I always look at my banish zone first to see what I banished. It's not the great. I probably won't be able to make I probably definitely won't be able to make a Vortex with this hand because I banished the Janky and Gate, but it's cool. It's fine. I have Apex, so that's another negate, so I should be fine. The 2 cards I drew were Pin Call and Purple Poison. That's not terrible. I mean, I wouldn't like to draw another pin call, but so at this point they would have asked you if they had ash, so I'm just going to use pin call to discard the other pin call I drew. And since looking at my hand, first thing that comes in my mind, I'm going to add Oath Dragon to my hand. That's the first and foremost. And the next card, just pretty much any level 4. So let's just add Purple Poison. So at this point, what I would do, I would play Black Fang and Scale, Oath Dragon, and pin summon everything. And use the effect. Get any level 4 pretty much. Just get it a Black Fang. So at this point with this kind of hand, what I would do is I would synchro. I would not go into any of my links because I can't destroy them under pin call. So I would not use the one that would be banished, but just use any of the other rank 4s I had. I would go into Omega. At this point, I'll Omega them, and I'll get information. So if I see I banish a Goki, you know, a Goki Suplex or whatever, or like a, you know, anything like that, Armageddonite, then my immediate thought is that, okay, these 2 cards are going to be Dweller. Are going to Dweller. Then I can use Oath Dragon to add back Harmonizing. So, and then what's really great about this board is that, again, you have the negate, and you get information with Omega, and having Dweller there, it gives you, when you use the effect, it gives you fodder for Black Fang next turn. And I can't tell you how important that is, because Black Fang is just an amazing card in this deck. But you want to have as much fodder in the graveyard as possible, because I've done so many OTKs with Black Fang, it's crazy. But again, like, this could have been any rank 4. This depends on what you think, what information you gain from Omega, and you have a negate. So, you know, I'd make Dweller most of the time. It just depends how your rank 4 toolbox is. You can make Tornado Dragon. If you see like you hit like I don't know, maybe an Altergeist card, you want to go into the Tornado Dragon, preferably put it in defense mode, and just that's another rank 4. So it just depends on how your thing is, how your rank 4 toolbox is looking in your extra deck. But yeah, that's just a simple board. We didn't draw the best hands. It could have been a lot better, pin call, Dark Worm, or anything like that, but it's cool. But that's just a little information about what I would do and with the hands I got given. So yeah.
All right, so we just got into the mind of the Pendulum God, Jeremy Mitchell, and just did a few, 3 test hands to see what he would do based on the cards drawn. Again, guys, look for some of our videos coming up in the near future. Again, Jeremy Mitchell, thank you, and we'll see you all next time.